So it looks like the stream is a little bit behind. I think that's okay. All right. Cool. All right. So, welcome back, everyone, to another Alan Wake stream. Now, I can't remember what episode we're up to. I might actually just have a check. 4, I think. Oh, the specials. Right. Okay, yeah. So, welcome back, everyone, to Spooktober.
I found this on the web.
Go away. What was I? Oh, yeah, Spooktober. So, Alan Wake, we are very close to the end of the week. And that means the next game for next week will be the original Resident Evil. So I'm very excited for that. I don't do well with tech controls. So that'll be interesting. But yeah. So without further ado, I think we should just get into it. Just give me 1 second. Just make sure everything is good. Yeah. That's... Just give me a second. Why isn't... Oops. Okay, that's not working for some reason. should be all done now. Sorry, just sorting something out. Cool. Alright. Alright, let's get into it.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
Yeah, that's right. Nightingale is
A purported
strange.
kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Hey, you. You're finally awake. You.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you lied.
I'm sorry.
Suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Oh, this is all kinds of messed up. I don't know what's real anymore.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
This is a clinic. Don't look like a clinic.
The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Alright, this has turned into,
Good evening,
Oh,
Alan.
God.
Are we feeling
You stay away from me.
better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah, I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message, loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the
Oh, what's
spirit.
that?
You're being very
Stephen King
brave,
novel.
Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now,
She kidnaps the
why don't
writer.
you come with me.
I can't remember.
We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
That's exactly what this is. He's gonna come in. He's gonna bring in a sledgehammer. Break my leg. Creator's dilemma. Okay.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't
Right.
here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing
The
trip.
soul.
Except for the
Emerson.
ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Look, if you're just gonna kill me, just kill me. Don't drag it out. Run. Oh. I mean, you could jump out the window. Anderson. There's 2 beds in there.
Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You got proof?
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice
Do
drowned,
you have proof?
and you couldn't face that. You're
Show me the
suffering
proof.
from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an
Dr. Hartman.
obsession about light
See?
and
He's got his own
darkness,
room.
a feeling that
He's not really a
everything
doctor.
revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident,
Can I... Effect speech is already up high.
with your wife, no one has been.
Just everything's so loud and
Your delusions are just a manifestation
they're quite
of your
quiet.
subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
What's up there? There's someone in there. Hiding behind a couch. I knew it. This place couldn't be trusted. It's alright, mate. I'll break us out of here. I'll get us out. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated. In the memory of a dear friend and poet, Thomas Zane. Oh. It's driving me nuts that I can't think of what that movie was called. I'll have to Google it.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter.
Never trust the
This
weatherman.
way, follow me. Alan,
I
what
live
I'm
by that
telling
rule.
you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination.
Creepy
Not
music,
surprising, considering your profession.
thunder.
Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very
Did I hear a door
natural
open?
for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the
I let him
illness.
talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the
obviously
one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
Coffee
back
thermos.
His
to
words
life
echoed
constructively.
madly inside my head.
But
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of my
myself.
hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside.
I feel like this is going to be a tense episode.
Here's the entrance to the office
Hey, bro.
wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I got you. Got
Emerson.
you good. I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson.
Like this dude.
We're actually making some progress with him. I'm happy.
Namaste.
He works on
Elbow
video
strike.
games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course. It does
Get
involve
him
some
to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Alright, if this guy dies, I'm turning the game off.
You might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Wait, where did he go? Uh-oh. I'm lost. He's still gone. It's coffee thermos. Thank you. That thunder.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Ooh.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Whoa.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
The darkness.
Well, I guess I'd better start
Shadows.
wrapping this up. The storm is almost here. Look at that. I'd hate to be out there tonight.
Something's coming. Hey, isn't it? It is. It's two guys from the diner at the very beginning. You put the lime in the coconut. Where are they? Oh, what was that? Yes. Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialised help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and family to schedule to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't interfere with your therapy and or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they're engaged by their creative processes. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that is specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy and its system method, the flow, work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them.
My
Hey, guys.
romanticism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers. Odin
Anderson.
and Tor. They had a
Odin and Tor.
with this, a heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the
Love it.
band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark. Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
Everyone's trying to get me to write.
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love
Same.
to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head
Some
was
Night
clearing
Springs.
up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something
Are
from
they talking
you
about-
too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other rider.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, God damn it.
Okay. That was a long conversation. So Night Springs, the game they're playing, isn't that the TV show that plays on the TV? And the woman, are they talking about the funeral lady? Can't remember her name.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant, Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
So tired. Built the farm close to the lake. A place of power.
Interesting.
He's checking on it now.
Yeah, good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Oh.
All dreams are only
Dude, you okay?
imagination. They're only in your head, and they're not there when you wake up. So you can't wake up because I'm in charge now, and I don't want to disappear. My nightmare is the publisher people who want to make a contribution so they can say they made a contribution. And then we end up with mullets in there because they think mullets are funny. But it wasn't supposed to be about mullets, and now it's about mullets. And when it's in slow motion, they call it mullet time because the numbers came back from marketing that mullet time is the hook we needed to go big in the target demographic. And they're not even kidding. They say it all like serial killers with straight faces and smiles. My nightmare is the writers who want to make everything from the characters to the toaster talk all the time and express their feelings so they won't shut up. And the writers won't shut up either because they have feelings too. And I have to listen to them because they're not scared of me. And everyone should just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But I don't see nightmares anymore because I'm too scary for them.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Why don't you?
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think. There's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true. Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key. The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Hey, wait. You stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Okay. Time to sneak out.
I don't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did you get a damn hammer?
I don't know.
Hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench.
Mjolnir.
Prey to the crazy brothers, are ya?
Can't see.
Not so weak now, are we?
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Ooh. Ominous.
Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they? Ha ha! Nah! Ah! Ha ha!
It's my storm. I'm taking it. We're on a
Sinclair looked bad.
tour,
That wasn't a love
baby.
tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
Backstage is all yours, Tom. Seize your destiny.
Thanks, fellas.
I had to get to Hartman's office.
out and
He had
face
taken
the
all my
music,
manuscript
Bert.
pages.
It's time to
That's where
pay
he'd
the
been keeping them.
This way.
Maybe you could come out and beat our wicked adult diapered asses, Bert. Since you're so tough, Bert.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along. The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake, what would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes. And I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems. Always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him. And we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording. Hartman wasn't happy. Maud could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time. And he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for, to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Really trying to work out what's going on.
Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass to shreds!
Barry?
Seriously, do you have any idea how much
Barry?
trouble
Ow! About time!
Barry, man, am I glad to see you.
We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Barry, move.
I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I should have probably kept listening, but...
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah,
Do it.
Well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Do it.
Listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Uh-oh. Oh. Hartman's possessed.
followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning, even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach. The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
I'm just going to turn this stuff down a little bit. Giddy. Yep, you can stay in there. Oh, God. Oh, I gotta get out of here. Okay, not that way.
I needed light to get the possessed
Ow.
bookshelves out of my way.
Ow! This way. Okay, apparently not. Try this again.
In a moment, I had to find a way out.
Here. No?
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
How? Come on. Stupid shadows. Ow. Come on, there we go. Okay, this way. Ow. Where's the... Okay. What was that? Oh. I am not looking forward to seeing Hartman. He's going to be possessed.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Ooh. Oh. Haha. No. Thank you. Ow! But,
Ow! I'm here!
I'm coming. Trying not to die. Coffee.
Hey, come on! You gotta get going!
Yeah, I'm coming. Need my coffee.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry,
great.
I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Thanks.
Oh God! Look at the house, Al! Look out!
Oh, I'm out of here.
Oh, geez, Al! The house looks bad! Let's get out of here!
God. Great. Okay. Hello?
Al, hurry up! I can hear those evil guys moving around!
Great. Yep. Rack off. Damn. Don't trust. Oh, God. Don't trust Emil or Emily.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
No. Sounds cool. What? Oh, God. Huh? These both lead the same way. Wait. What? Like, I'm legit lost.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
Hello?
You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm all day long.
Oh, why did I do that? Oh, it's you.
You get 3 pills in the evening. And then you'll sleep like a baby.
Ah, you.
Dr. Hartman likes things to be normal. That way we don't have any trouble. And I don't have to punish anybody. Stop struggling. This is just...
Oh. Oh, I've got no medicine. Oh, God. I do really hate the whole torch mechanic. Like, I get it, but God, it's annoying. Especially when you've got multiple enemies around you. Flare gun, nice. Need a better weapon. Oh, ask and you shall receive. Oh my God. Okay.
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
Uh-oh. I think Barry may need a hand. Quite literally. I really hate these guys. It's those guys. Those guys really annoy me.
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he'd had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Thank you. Barry.
Ow! You're alive!
Let's get
Let's do
out
what
of
he
here.
said.
Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry.
Hurry up, man.
Slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so,
Barry!
Great.
I'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it. I'm on it. It's gotta be here. Hang on.
Oh. Come on. There's got to be something I'm not doing. It's got to be.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Get rid of you first. Get rid of you. Why? Oh.
It's gotta be here. Just hang on.
Alright, use this. Why didn't that work?
Here it is. Al, I found the key.
You tell me I was so close the entire time.
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
That was annoying.
crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Look out! God damn it, Al, talk to me!
I lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Both of them?
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! But don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Al, there's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Oh, yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al. I'm great. Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh?
Is this the farm?
You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al. I'll be waiting.
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al, I'm not staying here. It's suicide. I'm going to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Yeah, see, I really like the story of Alan Wake. I like it. But the gameplay, I can't get past it. It's really difficult for me. I thought it was coming to life. Yeah, I find the gameplay really difficult. Oh god. Ow! This is the way I'm meant to be going.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Good try. Great.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through. Agent Nightingale stared at the passed-out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
Yeah, something's not right with this Nightingale. Something doesn't add up. Don't understand the guy's hatred of me.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Alright. Gonna have to leg it. Come on. Come on. Oh god. Come on! Why? I don't understand when I dodge. I don't understand why they can still hit me.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
And my sprint bar is awful. There's just no sprint. Thank you.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
Okay.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path. The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and chained to the dark place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free.
Great. Traps. Come on.
Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
It's only a shotgun. How do I get up there? Gotta hand it to you for trying, though. Oh, that was lucky. Ah!
I could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Hello?
Hello? Anybody here? Barry?
Barry?
No! Danny, you're not! Ah! Please! Ah! What are you? Ah! No! Don't! I'm sorry! Ah!
I'll let him sort it out. Hello?
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. My
my buddy, Danny. I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's something's bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
That'd be me. And he's dead.
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who'll help me. I'll make it happen.
Hello? Oh.
Let me guess. Danny, huh?
Most likely. That'd be my guess.
The front door was locked. The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
Ah. Don't mind if I guess.
For a moment, Hartman considered strangling the idiot. Mott was mean-spirited, but easily manipulated. An emotional infant who lived for his approval. Wake, by contrast, was a far more difficult subject. Mott had given him too much leash. In 2 days, who knew what could happen? Hartman would have to find a way to rein him in, and quickly.
Okay. Alright, to the farm.
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I'd made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
Oops. Is there another one upstairs? Or is it too long for me to go to that one? Yeah, no. Alright, come on, Barry. Oh. All right. That's fair. So much easier with a car. Okay. For some reason I couldn't reverse. Heck yeah. That's what you get for messing with me in a car. Ah. Because now I've got to get out of the car. Makes sense. Oh god. Ooh. Okay. Light. Ah. So I go down there. So I keep going. Go down there. Sweet. How many flagrants? 6. Nice. That'll come in handy. Whoop. Should use a shotgun. Completely forgot I had it. Okay. There's coffee thermos.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Ow! Run! Incoming! There's too many of them! God damn!
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot! Ow! We have to has stopped! Al, hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on! Yes! Here we go! Barry Wheeler to the rescue!
Oh,
No!
thank you.
Damn it! Goddamn turn of the century wiring! Hang on, Al! I'll get them working again, I promise!
Now we're talking. Ow! Oh, thanks.
Stay in the light!
Love it. This is good. I like this. It's not too hard.
No, no, no! Why do you keep doing this to me? Do it for Barry, please, please, please!
Oh,
Al, please don't let me die here. Oh, if I buy it, this is pretty much how I always wanted to go out. Knock him out! Woo! Back in the game, yes!
uh-oh.
Oh, can I do this?
Good teamwork, guys. Heck yeah. Whoops.
That was awesome!
Bright Falls, rock and roll capital of America.
Where's he? Oh, damn it.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm!
Damn, that was a good battle. Cut out.
See, bestseller, no reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I left it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time. We need to get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got
Ooh.
before they ambushed me. Hey, I think Alan Wake here has something to say. What's that, Al?
Ooh, I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'll sulk all day long. I'm always intense and moody. It makes me very attractive and mysterious.
Right now, I'm just standing here because I need my best friend Barry to carry me.
He realizes I'm his way out,
I
right?
could just take him for granted.
I think I see what you did there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
Yeah, chew on that, Barry.
Wow. You look at that thing, Al? They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they? Look at all this stuff. They must
Nice.
have done okay for themselves, so how come I never heard of these guys before?
Oh, hunting rifle am I? But I don't have a hunting rifle. I can't remember. Can I crouch? I can't remember. I don't think so. Apparently Alan doesn't know how to crouch. Nope. Oh, God.
Sleep. We all spend a third of our dreams in its soft embrace, somewhere
That
between
memory.
fantasy
Hey, remember when I got you that gig?
But
Your
dreams
first
have a way
real
of
writing
forcing
job. What got
themselves
you
into
started? Is this one of your episodes?
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake. The Andersons feel like gods. Odin can't stop laughing. He contemplates cutting his eye out. Tor runs across the field, naked, shrieking, hammer in his hand, trying to catch lightning. Their songs have power. Something ancient is stirring in the depths, coming back.
Okay.
The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
No, you don't say. What's this? The Old Gods of Asgard. Oh, the Ragnarok tour. Love it. Yeah, I was about to say. Let's try.
I don't know what that means. It means we keep him happy.
What the?
Precisely. So we wait till he wants to move on. Keep things nice and calm. Hey,
Who was that?
What? Can't you hear that? Oh, God help us. It's an alarm clock. Oh, it's you, isn't it? Please, man, I gotta wipe my
I think we can make it through here, Al!
Oh, chickens are gone. Where is he? Is there nothing here? Oh. Okay.
Wow! Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
Good luck with that, pal.
Hey, you find us a way out of here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff.
Okay.
Be careful, Al!
I'm good.
Fine.
Keep your eyes open, okay?
Can hear him.
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Deerfest is almost here, isn't it? I bet that keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff, which concerns an ongoing investigation.
Oh, turn this on.
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods.
Yeah, a hunting rifle would be good.
Got to be kidding me.
Okay. Ow! Flare. Flag him. That'll do it.
Got to be kidding me.
Done. Okay.
that you out there, buddy?
Yeah,
Sure
it's
is.
me.
Hey, let's go, man. I think we're gonna have to work together to open this gate, Al. Looks pretty heavy. Ah! Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
Valhalla.
Come on, one more gate. Let's do this thing.
So let me look around first.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box.
Nice.
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the booty.
Old gods know the truth.
Again, Alice's screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself.
Nice.
Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Of course. We need to find where it's coming from. That's the message.
Of
the Andersons
course.
talked about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be what's-her-face, the crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Right. Must be.
Hmm?
Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
Hey, Al. Lots of hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry, this is... Yeah, what the hell?
No, seriously, because I know we don't get along, but we're gonna find her, right? Even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like brother.
I'm a writer, god damn it.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my nose. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
I
A
just
boozy
miss
millionaire.
her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it okay.
I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming. It was a crazy drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth, a suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night Alice and I had arrived at Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared. I had a chance to find out what had happened. I remembered being surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off. I remembered thinking I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Beyond this lost memory, there was nothing. I had to follow the footsteps of my past self to find out what had happened that night. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crashed car and finding the first pages of the manuscript. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
Alice!
Jagger had Alice, and so she had me.
Alice!
Jagger.
I'd been easy prey.
Barbara Jagger.
Is there someone in the window?
Alice?
Maybe she didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me, made me her puppet.
She must be here somewhere. Maybe upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Yes, that's where she is. You can apologize.
Alice!
You laugh at the whole thing together and put it
Alice?
behind you. She's not here. You were foolish to think so. No, she's dead. She drowned.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her. Oh, hush. There's still hope. Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do. You can write her back. The story will come true, and all will be well again.
She had Alice, and the manuscript was the ransom for her. Yes. All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back.
Me?
I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a
Bit of
complete
fourth wall
manuscript
breaking
of a
there.
novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Even with the cobwebs she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish, to interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written. I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my Barbara a long time ago. She looks so old.
I'd woken up, confused and groggy, my mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape. cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious and fading fast. It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night.
I wrote it. It's my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
It's all your fault and you're gonna pay for it.